What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you 40 facts on the Warhammer 40k universe. If you didn't know, we do cover the war gear of certain armies, units, factions, etc. And today we are continuing the theme of the Blood Angels. Yesterday I talked about who the Sanguinary could be. Perhaps he's a demon, perhaps he's an embodiment or a physical manifestation of Sanguinius, or maybe something else. So if you guys want to chime in on that little discussion / lore, check out 40 Facts on the Sanguinary, which was posted yesterday. This video, we'll be talking about the Sanguinary Guard. So first, let's dive a little bit into their lore, and then we'll talk about their armory, weapons, and war gear. Now, the Sanguinary Guard is supposed to be the elite Astartes of the Blood Angel and their successor chapters. The lineage of the Sanguinary Guard can be traced back all the way to Warhammer 40k during the Horus Heresy, when they served their Primarch as his elite bodyguard. Now, these Sanguinary Guard are proven mind, body, and spirit to hold up the values of Sanguinius to the extent that no other Blood Angel can. They are essentially like an elite version of the Honor Guard of the Ultramarines. So again, they're the best of the best, they're the veterans, and they fight with weapons that no other Blood Angels have. These could be the Angelus Bolt pattern bolters. There's some power weapons in there which we'll get into. But anyway, guys, they are essentially the best of the best that the Blood Angels have. So to join the ranks of the Sanguinary Guard, it is no mere battlefield assignment, not even an honor. Rather, it is to enter a brotherhood of mortals becoming gods, to continue a legend that has held strong for over 10,000 standard years. Now, the Sanguinary Guards, they don't select war gear according to their expertise. Instead, they do fight with weapons and war gear that is traditional to their post. So let's begin with the Artificer Power Armor. So members of the Sanguinary Guard wear golden Artificer armor, which are relics to the chapter, each one belonging to a handful of surviving suits from the times of the Great Crusades, whose secrets of manufacture have long since been lost. These few revered relics are a tangible reminder of the greatest days of not only the Blood Angels, but of the Imperium of mankind as a whole. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most iconic things to the Sanguinary Guard. Besides their wings, it is the Death Mask. So the Death Mask is worn by members of the Guard, and they are highly ornate masks modeled on the fear-inspiring features of Sanguinius himself. These masks crackle with terrifying halos of golden light, terrifying the enemies who have to face this fearsome aspect of the Great Angel. The machine spirit of each mask bonds closely with its wearer, its loyalty to him only. When a Sanguinary Guard falls in battle, his death mask is removed with much ceremony and placed within the sarcophagus of the Sorrows of Baal. The mask is left in the dark tomb for 7 days and 7 nights, by the end of it which is only taken on the stylized features of the former wearer. These transformations are claimed by the Blood Angels to be miracles, and none has ever proven otherwise. So again, guys, this is some pretty amazing stuff here. When you die in battle, you get immortalized in the next death mask, which the next Sanguinary Guard will don in battle. So it's kind of like a little lineage for the Blood Angels, similar to how Sanguinius may be I guess it's like making a duality with the Sanguinor. But again, let's move on to the winged jump pack of the Sanguinary Guard. So this jump pack is a modified version of the standard Astartes jump pack that is designed to emulate Sanguinius' angelic wings. These relics are almost exclusively used by the Sanguinary Guard, but there are others that use these, such as Astorath the Grim. Now in battle, this is a beloved sight to behold. It shows inspiration as the angels leap into the air to devour and consume the lives of the enemies of mankind. Basically, they strike fear into their opponents because how could you fight against something so angelic? Chaos does it all the time, but that's another topic. Now let's move on to their other war gear. The Angelus Bolt Gun. So the Angelus pattern bolter is a variation on the Space Marine bolter used exclusively by the Blood Angels and their successors. It's basically a magazine that's loaded with very rare and potent blood shard shells whose razor filament makes a mockery of almost any type of armor. Basically, it's a better armor-piercing round that is used for bolt guns. Now, the Angelus Bolt Gun is similar to the, what are they called? The combi bolters that the Grey Knights wear. They are indeed wrist-mounted, which is very beneficial to the Sanguinary Guard, because then they could use their hands for using the two-handed weapons for like the Encarmines. So, speaking of Encarmines, let's dive into that weapon. So the Glaven Carbine is a broad, two-handed blade wielded by the Sanguinary Guard. Each blade is a chapter relic in its own right. Some of these venerable weapons have been in service since before the Horus Heresy. Crafted long ago using forgotten methods and techniques, few weapons in the Blood Angel armories approach the elegance and mastery of these weapons of war. Now they're forged from an alloy known as Angel Steel, whose secrets are only known to the artificers of the Blood Angels. Now basically this is so OP that they never receive scratches, they don't warp, and they don't break no matter what violence or what they are cutting through. So it's basically a blade that will never break, and it looks pretty cool. Now that's pretty badass in my opinion. Really overpowered, but really badass. Now the Glaven Carbine takes a variety of forms, through which the majority are either long-handed blade swords or heavy axes. Now in battle, a skilled battle brother can wield such weapons as easily as he might a combat knife, sweeping it back and forth in a great, swift arc of death, taking a life with each effortless blow. So again, really awesome. They could be swords, they could be axes, they could be two-headed axes. The possibilities are essentially limitless. Now in battle, sometimes a Sanguinary Guard will be chosen to wave the chapter banner. So the chapter banner is essentially the physical manifestation of the honor of the Blood Angels. These Marines accompanying the standard will furiously prevent the banner from falling to the enemy. Chapter banners are indeed a source of fierce pride for any chapter, taken into battle only when the Space Marine Chapter Master takes to the field, or when a large part of the chapter is deployed into battle. Now it is said that every chapter banner has been created on Holy Terra, and it's basically a sense of pride for anybody wielding it. They fight harder to protect this banner. It's like, hey, here we are, we're the Blood Angels. You won't even be able to touch this banner. That's how badass we are. Now besides these weapons, the Sanguinary Guard squad also wields Power Fists and the Infernus Pistol for more basically close combat-y-esque type weaponry. So these guys are very good. I used to play them back when I played Blood Angels in 5th edition. They weren't the best, but they weren't the worst. Everybody kind of focused in on them because they were a kind of a centerpiece to my army. They do draw a lot of attention with their winged jump packs. So I'm not 100% sure how well they do in 8th edition. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good, since that whole deep strike rule, or whatever it's called now, you can basically place your models anywhere within 9 inches of the enemy. And since the Sanguinary Guard are kind of more tailored to close combat, close quarters fighting, their pistols and their weapons would, I'm pretty sure they'll do a huge chunk of damage. Now the Blood Angels Codex isn't out yet, but according to GW's release dates, they're trying to get a big bulk of codices out before Christmas. So cross your fingers, guys, that we do get the Blood Angels book before then, which I'm sure we will, since they are Space Marines, and Space Marines are really popular, so GW wants to make sure they can make that money off of these Blood Angels. And that's pretty much everything I have on the Sanguinary Guard. These guys are definitely going to draw a lot of attention on the battlefield with their wings and their freaking sculpted abs on their armor. It's like, yeah, we've got abs under these armor, but why hide them? Let's sculpt some on top of our abs. Anyway, guys, that's enough about me drooling over this awesome sculpt. One thing, though, that I do want to see from GW is Primaris Sanguinary Guard. They're going to be true to scale, so that means more details will be brought out. They will be just an even better looking model than they are now. Now, for real, guys, I'm done drooling over these models. These little pieces of plastic. But anyway, hit us up on Facebook. We tend to post each and every day on anything 40k related, as well as some other things here and there. We do have a Patreon page. It's only a simple $1 a month. If you can't do it, it's alright. But on Patreon, we tend to do For the Greater Walls that are Patreon specific, as well as posting creepypastas before they come out on YouTube. Halloween is coming up, so creepypastas will be coming up as well. We do also have a Twitter and an Instagram. It's basically just to let you guys know that we put out more YouTube videos and to show you guys some pictures that we think are pretty cool on the 40k genre. Now, one thing to be ready is at the end of this week, the codices for the Grey Knights and Chaos Space Marines will be ready to purchase. Pre-orders are currently up, so if you guys want to learn more about that, there are a bunch of reviews already on on YouTube, so check those out. That way you know ahead of time what to expect when you're going to buy these books. They do have some new interesting rules. Stratagems are a great thing that GW put out, so I greatly recommend you guys check them out, buy them out if you do play these armies. Definitely going to get me the Grey Knight book, since I do play Grey Knights. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Don't forget, if you want more lore on the Sanguinary Guard or anything 40k related, check out your codices, the Lexicanum or the wiki page. They've got tons of information on there. Also, one last thing, I have been focusing on Blood Angels, so if you want to learn more about Blood Angels, stay subscribed. I will be putting out Blood Angel videos all this week. And that's all I've got for you guys. As always, I'm the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.